popularity. It's Ozark Nana's CookShack on TV. She got barbecues, awesome stews, desserts all the day. Just stay tuned, now don't you go away. Here's Ozark Nana's recipe today.
Let's give a knock on the door here like we normally do. Oh, she's there.
Hi,
Hello.
Terry.
How are you doing?
I'm doing good. How are you all today?
Well, I trust everybody's doing as well as I'm doing.
Great.
It's nice weather out here.
Well, Terry, I thought today we'd make another recipe for desserts. You know, we've got a dessert contest coming up, folks, and we want you to send us a copy of your favorite dessert. Whatever it is, how big, how little, no amount is too small, no amount is too big, but send it to us. If it was because, say, Grandma made me my favorite cake, well, just send us a quick note that says that, so we know how come it's a special deal for you.
What if I bought something at the store and just turned it in? Would that count?
Not really.
Okay, just trying.
Well, we're going to make some things that are real easy to make, and it's kind of like buying it at the store, but you've made it.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so today what we're going to do is an apple dump cake. Now we're coming up to the fall of the year, and that's a good time to do apples and spice things like that, because it's cold outside and that warms you up. So what we're going to do first, I just went to the store and bought a can of apple pie filling. So we're going to start off with apples. Now this particular one I'm using has caramel in it, and I thought that would be good in a dump cake today. So all we're going to do is open both of these cans, and we're going to put them in the bottom of my my cake sheet, cake pan. Just get our spatula and literally just dump them in. That's all we're going to do.
Man, yeah, so far pretty easy.
Yep. This is something that you can do after you get off work in the evening and still have it ready for dinner that night, and the family will think you cooked all day.
Yeah.
But you didn't.
You can kind of mess up your hair a little bit. And
sure.
put a couple.
Act like you worked hard all day cooking this.
Put some stains on that apron, right?
Right. There you go. But just get it all out of the can into the bottom of the pan. Now what I'm going to do is spread them around so that it's evenly all over the bottom of this pan. Now, I'm kind of strange when it comes to cakes and flour things. I like to sift them. Even though you don't need to, if you don't want to sift, don't do it. But I just personally like to sift it because I don't like, as you can see, all these big lumps in here. If you sift it, then those lumps are going to be gone, and it won't leave it lumpy. Nothing worse to me personally than to get a bite of dump cake and this big bite of dry powdered cake mix.
Oh.
So that's the reason I like to do this, and just kind of swerve it around and make sure it all breaks up into little pieces.
I think I'd do that if I were you guys.
Yeah, to me, it just makes it a little better.
Yeah, it's not hard.
Okay, and so then you have the smooth cake mix. And I'm going to use my hands. I'm just going to sprinkle it over the top. That's all we're doing, is just putting it all over the top. And it doesn't matter how thick it is in one spot and how thin it is in another, just sprinkle it all over.
So far, so easy. So
right.
I like that.
So far, we've used 1 cake mix and 2 cans of pie filling. Now, if you're a real baker and you want to make your own pie filling, you can do that too. And you could even use fresh apples. I have done this, just cutting up apples in the bottom. It just isn't as much sugar, and if you're wanting to be a little healthier, you might want to do that.
Now, if your sister was doing this, it'd be apples she picked.
Oh, absolutely.
She can.
Probably be apples she can.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. So now you can see I've covered the apple part all up. And I'm using my hands just to kind of smooth it out over the top here, so there's no big bumps.
Your sister's kind of like my great-grandma.
Now, at your house, you won't need to change your gloves, but at my house, I do. Because I'm cooking for other people. So I'm changing gloves because I got that all over them. And apparently my hands were hot.
Yeah, my great-grandma, she did everything like your sister did.
Yeah, well, I used to do it that way too, but I've come around to finding a little bit faster way to do some things and still have good, healthy food.
Yeah.
As of yet, I've not had any complaints on Wednesday.
Well, I want to learn the easy way.
So the next thing we're going to do is I've got a cup of butter here that I melted before we started. And just a couple of sticks of butter, put it in a microwave safe container and melt it so that it's liquidy. And then you can pour it on. But now some people like pecans on stuff like this. And so I'm going to put some pecans on it. But if you don't like them, or you have a nut allergy or some reason not to do it, you know, little kids, you don't want to take the chance they might choke, don't do it. It's just as good without them, but because we like it this way, we're going to go ahead and put some nuts on this one.
I say amen to that.
Yeah. And I got the chopped pecans, so it comes in pieces, and you don't have to do anything but just sprinkle them on.
Wait a minute. Your sister wouldn't do it like that.
Yeah, no. My sister probably wouldn't be able to cook for 100 people every Wednesday evening.
Yeah, I know it. She just never got up to the times, did she, really?
No. And she does a lot of stuff good. I mean, I really like her canning stuff. So, can't say that she's all bad.
Yeah.
Just frustrating.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we got pecans on top. So now what we've got is three things. We've got apple pie filling in the bottom. We put our cake mix on top. We sprinkled it with pecans. And now we're going to pour our melted butter over it. And I kind of do it around the side to start off with, so that it's all the way around. And then I just kind of go through the middle. You just want to pour the whole thing in there. And on the surface, this looks like a lot of butter. But remember, you got a cake mix in there that doesn't have any liquid in it.
Okay.
So when it cooks, it's going to be cooking all of that into it. Now I'm going to clean my edges up a little bit so the pan doesn't burn. And then we're going to put this in the oven.
All right.
And we're going to cook it until it's golden brown, but that's usually about between 25 and 30 minutes.
Okay. Well, you know, that looked easy enough. I could do.
Yes, I believe you could.
But I don't want anybody watching me because I want them to think I did it from scratch.
Yeah, and I used a tin pan and messed up the pan. Okay, so that's all it takes to do that. So now we'll clean up the kitchen, and in about 30, 40 minutes, we'll have a new cake.
Well, I'll just come back then. How about that?
All right.
All right.